Well, I am continuing the work on the back of the airplane. I did get the tail skid back from the powder coaters, so it is installed. There's 2 rubber washers on the top, 1 on the bottom, and then Zenith does give you these rubber hoses here that are split down the middle. Although they could have used a smaller diameter rubber, you can see how huge that is. A smaller tube would have worked, I think, better, but that's what I used for now. I actually lost I can't find where this is in the plans. I don't know if I lost it or just didn't see it, but the way I did it is I just drilled 2 holes in the rubber. Maybe that's the way you're supposed to do it, I don't know. Or you cut it to fit in between. But I drilled the holes in it because now the rubber is secure in there, it won't fall out. Not that it'll fall out anyway because it's pretty tight back there, but that is all done. This is how I'm going to paint my wing struts. I've made this jig here that will hold them. I'll just move this all into the paint booth. And all it does is rest on here. Now these will be taped off because I'm not going to paint these pieces. And it lets me paint the struts flat, so they'll be sitting on here like this. And when I want to rotate them, I just grab it here and I can carefully rotate it without having it fall off on the other end. It's kind of risky, but like I said, this is exactly how I did the struts on my cruiser, and it worked perfectly. I have these all scuffed up and cleaned. They are ready to go. I just need to tape off the end, move it into the paint booth, and I think tonight I will shoot a coat of primer.
Empty hearts and neon lights, the playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, oh, oh.
Now that the first coat is on the one side, I'll flip them over and spray the first coat on the other side. I waited about 24 hours and now I'm spraying the first coat of the green paint. There will be 2 coats. There's 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of paint. So I'm doing the paint the exact same way I did the primer. Here is what they look like after 2 coats. Really happy with it. It's just about perfect. No orange peel, no dust. Wish the rest of the airplane looked this good. I don't know what it is about painting small round parts where you're just kind of spritzing the paint gun, but it goes on so nice. But I guarantee you, if I had a wing in here at the same time, there'd be orange peel all over the wing. I'll never understand painting, but I am happy with the struts. Of course, the most fun part of building an airplane is when you start adding stickers and graphics. And I just printed off a little no push sticker for the back of the rudder. Obviously, all of the paint on the rudder is dry, so it's time to rivet on my polished control horn. The next step for the rudder is to get this installed on the back, and then also I need to extend these wires. I'm going to use a couple of these little tiny sheet metal screws. I bought these things years and years ago. That's the screws I'm using if you want to order the same little small screws from aircraft spruce. These are good for holding on fairings and little things like that. But the problem is they're not shiny, so we need to get out the old flits. Now what I'm hoping is that I can connect this with just one screw. Normally, or maybe not normally, but sometimes you'd put a screw here and then one here and one here. So you'd kind of have three holding it on. But I thought it'd be nice if I could just get away with one screw. It moves just a hair, but it's pretty solid on there. It's not like it's gonna go anywhere. So I don't know, for right now I'm just gonna leave it like that. Maybe later I'll decide for some reason to add 2 more screws, but that's it. Now what I need to do is I need to, if I can come around this side, I need to extend the wires that are on there and then drill a hole up here and have it come out. Now instead of having 3 separate wires run through there, I want to use a cable just like this. Just have one cable going through there. And then of course it'll come out the top of the rudder and then it'll, I guess, go down somewhere in here, and then it connects to this right here. The problem is, I don't have any more of this cable left, so I'm probably gonna have to order about 3 feet of it from Aero LEDs. Here is the finished rudder, well, almost finished. I have to put it on the airplane and line up the checkers, and then I can put on the checkers. And one of the things I'm debating about doing is originally the entire tail was going to be checkered, but I'm not sure I want to put checkers on the whole tail. And one of the reasons why is because when you do both sides and they meet up in the middle here, it's not gonna be perfectly even. And that's the problem I had on these pieces here. If you look real close, some of them aren't perfectly even where they line up. So I think it'd be even harder to do on the main rudder. So what I'm thinking about doing is having 2 or 3 rows of checkers on the bottom like that. That would line up with the dorsal fin. And then have this section just yellow, and then maybe have 2 more rows of checkers on the top. And then in the big yellow section, I could put like some military numbers or something that you'd normally see on the tail of a military airplane. So I think I need to get on the computer and draw it and see what I like. Or I just add all checkers to it. We'll see. I've spent weeks debating on what to do with this rudder. Like I said, I don't know, or I didn't know if I wanted to do all checkers or do something else. So I took a picture of the tail on the airplane and I put it on my computer and just kind of roughly made one version with checkers and one with a different design. All right, here's the first version I did. I took a picture of the blank rudder, and I put it in the computer and just kind of copied and pasted a bunch of checkers on it to see what it would look like. And I do like it. I actually really like it. And then after I did this, I made a second version. And on this one here, you can see I just have the checkers on the bottom to match the dorsal fin. And then I was just trying to think of something I could put on the tail. There's a black stripe on the top that says London. I was just trying to think of something since this is Royal Air Force. Then it says UK and 750th Aerial Surveillance Squadron, just with numbers on it. But to me, it sort of just looked unfinished. I really wasn't a big fan of this version. All right, guys, so I did make a decision, and here is the final tail. I think it looks pretty dang sharp. One of the things I have to do yet is I am going to mask this off and paint the back half black, and then this part right here black where the checker would go. So from back here, you really won't even see that there's a light there. It should blend in. So that looks pretty good. And then we have this side. This one isn't done yet. I don't feel like doing any more checkers today. So co-pilot side done, pilot side, who knows when. All right, guys, that is the update for today. All of the wing struts are painted, the wing fairings are painted, the jury struts are painted. Just need to get some work done on the wings so I can get those primed and painted, and the wings will go on to the Super Duty. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Subscribe if you have not. Give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and I appreciate you guys helping me spread the word. Make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss the next video coming out, I think, on Sunday. Mark Seaver from North American Aerospace and Mike Mullett from Laser Aviation they were both here for a few days, and we spent a lot of time in the hangar scanning the cruiser and the Super Duty for all kinds of fairings and carpets and accessories and things like that. They brought a $90,000 scanner with them, and in the next video I'm going to show you that scanner and how it's used to scan the airplanes, and then how these fairings are actually made. Now my airplane's fairings are made of fiberglass, but since I've taken the time to make the fiberglass fairings, what they can do now is scan those, and they can be made out of plastic, which is the same kind of plastic and same fairings that are on the upper wing struts if you guys have purchased those. So we're trying to make all of these available for the cruiser and the Super Duty. It's really going to make your airplanes look nice. But what was really interesting is just how that scanner works and how we did it. And that will all be explained in the next video, so you don't want to miss it.